right. Well, welcome. Welcome to the Morning Report. Morning Report is a production of fightbackmedia.com, fightbackmedia.com, fightbackmedia.com. We are doing something that we've done before, and hopefully it works out well, depending on what we talk about. We do for my TikTok fans who are watching on TikTok Live, we do a morning report every morning. I was just on John Dawson's live, and I said I had to leave so I can get ready to do this, which means I had to put a shirt on and some pants. We do the morning report every morning, Monday through Friday. The morning report is available on Spreaker. It's available on Spotify, everywhere you normally get your podcast from. We also are making a video of this that's going to be on Rumble, and hopefully this one will be on YouTube. Maybe it depends on how things go today. You can check it out. And also on fightbackmedia.com, 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 and fightbackmediatv.com too. So anyway, we are super happy that you are with us today. Thank you ever so much. Our goal in this program on TikTok, folks, if you guys would indulge me, and it's only really indulgence. Thank you so much. No, I'm not a good guitar player. You guys can see the guitar in the back. I'm not a good guitar player. It just looks good sitting there behind me. Listen, if we could get to like 1,500 likes today, that would be super cool. We'd appreciate that. Invite your friends, invite your enemies, or whatever. We'd appreciate that. All right, well, let's get started with what we're going to talk about. As you could guess, we are going to have to talk a little bit anyway, or a lot of it, about what happened at Mar-a-Lago on Monday. Our friends at townhall.com, Spencer Brown, has an article about the judge that approved the raid on Mar-a-Lago. You know, it's pretty funny that anymore, that people can't get that stuff they put on social media stays there. And if they have some position, like if you're a sitting judge, what happens is people will find that stuff. They will. So here is a tweet from Bruce Reinhardt talking about Donald Trump. He tweets, this is on January 14, 2017. I generally ignore the president-elect's tweets, but not this one. John Lewis arguably has done more to make America great than any living citizen. I would probably beg to disagree. I think that John Lewis, in the time that John Lewis was a vibrant John Lewis, has done an awful lot to make sure that Black people remained a dependent class. Last August, I took my son to Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma so he could understand the kind of courage and sacrifice required to live in a democratic society, a Democrat state at the time. John Lewis embodies that spirit. Although I've never met him, he's one of my heroes. First of all, you should never have heroes you haven't met, except Jesus. Except Jesus. Thank you, Robert Reich, for saying what so many of us feel. John Lewis is a conscience of America. He is not. But that's okay. We're not talking about that. Donald Trump doesn't have the moral stature to kiss John Lewis's feet. Oh, or as Joseph Wells said to Joseph McCarthy, at long last, you have no sense of decency. And of course, Dan Rather, whatever. So Judge Bruce Reinhardt, the federal magistrate who reportedly approved the FBI search warrant to raid Mar-a-Lago, has already been noted for his previous work to help employees of Jeffrey Epstein secure immunity deals from the government. After leaving his post at the U.S. Attorney's Office, where he was supposedly helping the government prosecute Epstein and his employees for alleged sex trafficking. What a guy. But now, another nugget of information has illuminated Reinhardt's opinions about President Trump. Now, all of this, every single bit of this, is because it's something that I say all the time, all the time. The left, Democrats are scared witless of Donald Trump and Donald Trump's effects. And they are and they are doing anything and everything they can to make Trump ineffective. Thanks to some sleuthing by the folks at Florida Voice, a Facebook account created in 2008 with the same name, linking Reinhart's previous private law firm and listing West Palm Beach as his home address, was uncovered along with some interesting posts by Reinhart. Thanks to an apparent failure to understand how Facebook works, or simply not caring about who saw his previous posts, most of Reinhart's status updates are public and visible to anyone who finds his profile, including one posted days before Trump took office in 2021. And that's the one I just read. That sentiment makes Reinhart seem like the kind of guy who would impartially judge the merits of a search warrant, and request that, if granted, would lead to a raid on Trump's Mar-a-Lago. Doesn't it? It seems like this guy is like playing even, right? Even Steven, following the law. Like he doesn't already have some bias coming in. But he doesn't already have some bias coming in. But he does. Another trouncing of the mainstream media's insistence that a warrant wouldn't have been issued unless the walls were truly closing in on Trump. Yeah, not so much. Reinhart's other Facebook posts are a mix of boomer video shares, including one explaining privilege, and some more of the personal photos of now judge magistrates enjoying Oreos and bourbon while watching football. No problem. You know, he's got some early times. Ugh. And some double stuffed Oreos that are blondes, not even the black and white ones. But anyway, other Facebook posts by Reinhart include a quote, a complaint that it is embarrassing to live in a state that is less enlightened on criminal justice than Louisiana and Mississippi. As a refresher, FEC records showed that Reinhart donating $1,000 Barack Obama's presidential campaign in 2008 and $500 to Republican Trump's opponent, Jeb Bush, in 2015. Those donations, along with a newly uncovered Facebook post, confirms that Reinhart's no fan of President Trump and calls into question his ability to fairly adjudicate legal matters involving Trump that become before him as a federal magistrate. That would make sense. That would somehow make sense that if you're a federal magistrate and you have, you know, the ability to do what happened, you have the ability to say yes. It would seem like if you had the character of the John Lewis that you are holding up to such high esteem, that you might have recused yourself. You know what you said publicly. And Facebook is public. TikTok is public. Instagram is public. Twitter is public. You know what you said. It's out there. And because you haven't deleted it, you haven't retracted it, you haven't. So it would seem like you would recuse yourself from such a situation, because this stuff's going to come out. You know, I don't know if Reinhart feels that he is immune or bulletproof to this kind of stuff. Maybe I shouldn't use that term, but immune to this kind of stuff, that this stuff gets found out. And I'm sure now he's going, oh crap, I forgot I even did that. Mm-hmm. Because they feel so comfortable in that place. They feel so comfortable in the Trump hate place. They don't think that, and again, people on the left think that everybody thinks like them. They are sure of it. So they're just saying what everybody else is saying. Nobody can deny what they're saying or speak against what they're saying, because everybody, just the people in, you know, just the people in your circle. You know, it was Monday, it was my pastor's birthday, and Sunday after church we had a little party, and he turned 60, and somebody voiced that 60 was still young. And then somebody else said, a good friend of mine said, oh, only in certain circles. 60 young. And this is what this is, this hate speech against Donald Trump is good, but only in certain circles, not universally, and not if you're a federal magistrate. If you're a federal magistrate, it would seem like you got to keep a lot. It's what you ask for. So it would seem to me that you should be able to keep a lot of stuff private. Your personal opinions private. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't have them. It doesn't mean that you have to think or protect yourself from what's going on around you. That's not it at all. But when those things become public, it's problematical, and it's problematical for the entire system. Judge Reinhardt, and I think you've made a mistake. I think you've made a mistake here. I think and yes, and Judge Reinhardt, you can donate to whatever candidate that you want to, but that sort of opinion piece, which is effectively an op-ed on a sitting president, probably something you shouldn't have done. Probably something you shouldn't have done. And I see that some people are asking to be invited onto the TikTok Live, but as you can tell, I'm a long way from the screen. I can't get there because I've got another camera here because I'm recording this podcast for Rumble and maybe YouTube. It depends on how it goes, and our website. So I can't invite you. I can't reach you. Maybe I'll get a pen. No, I still can't reach you. It isn't that I don't want you being included. But if you go to the website, and if you go to Rumble, when I upload this to Rumble, you'll be able to comment and the like. Now, if we ever get any sponsorship help, we can pay for Rumble Live, and then you can comment right in front of me. That would be super cool. Yeah, if we could get, and also if on TikTok we can get to 1,500 likes today, that would be super cool too. Only for, I don't know, gratification's sake. I don't know. It doesn't really do anything. It doesn't put any money in my pocket or anything. So if you would do that, if you would tap the screen, if you like what we're doing, we would appreciate it super. Again, this is the Morning Report. The Morning Report is a production of fightbackmedia.com, fightbackmedia.com, and fightbackmediatv.com. We appreciate you being here today on this glorious August 10th. It's August. Can you believe, folks? It's August. It's insane. August already. How the hell did that happen? We were just talking about Christmas, right? We were just talking about Christmas. We were just talking about that there may not be things to buy at Christmas time. Weren't we? We were just talking about there may not be things to buy at Christmas time. And now it's going to be Christmas time again. Christmas time is here. Wow. All right. Let's see what else is going on. Now it's getting weird. Now it's getting weird. There are several Democrats actually who have come out against the FBI raid on former President Trump's home in Mar-a-Lago. I'm sorry, one of these guys is weird, and I know that this guy got a lot of push early, and especially in certain circles. The dude Andrew Yang, remember Andrew? I remember Andrew Lang. Andrew Lang was pushing what was that minimum? Making sure that everybody had a minimum pay, if that the government would pay them. Andrew Yang and Tulsi Gabbard both criticized the FBI's actions, with the tech entrepreneur acknowledging it seems political. Duh. Political? Of course it's political. And the former Hawaii congressman going further, noting that it was a blatant abuse of power. Of course it is, because, again, Stevie Wonder can see that this is political. Ray Charles can see it from the grave. Blind and under 6 foot of dirt can see it from the grave. That this is political. This, I mean, they'll do anything and everything to damage Trump in some way. Now, I don't really care how you feel about Donald Trump. It doesn't matter to me. Um, Pick whomever you want. Do whatever. I mean, vote for whomever you want. That's the point. That's the point. You know what? I don't get a check from Trump. You know, this is, wait, pull this up here, making a bunch of noise. This is my voter registration information, which you cannot see on TikTok because I'm smarter than the average bear. But this is the card. And if you've got one like it, this is your ticket to do whatever you want. Do what you want. I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm here telling you what's happening. I'm just here to tell you what is going on. Andrew Yang tweets this. It seems like this was authorized by a local judge and a particular FBI office without buying a notification from high levels of government, but literally no one will believe that or make that distinction. It's probably bureaucratic, but it seems political. He also tweeted, I'm no Trump fan. I want him as far away from the White House as possible. But a fundamental part of his appeal has been that it's him against a corrupt government establishment. This raid strengthens that case for millions of Americans who see it as unjust persecution. Andrew, are you watching the show? Are you watching the podcast? Are you on my TikTok, Andrew Yang? Because that's what I said, right? Isn't that what I said? Isn't that what I've been saying? All this does is galvanizes Trump's base. That's it. Somebody said yesterday that the FBI just handed Trump the White House. Unless they can find some reason to put him in an orange jumpsuit and frog march him to federal prison between now and 2014, which I don't believe they can, we may have Trump again as president. We might. I don't know. Full disclosure. I was hoping, and I've said this before to you, I was hoping that Trump would not run, that he would be a kingmaker, and you know, with his resources and his popularity, help. And this is happening too. Help other folks or America First folks get elected to office, and this is happening. He's doing that, which frankly didn't require him to be president, because in 2024, we know that if Governor Ron DeSantis decided to run for office, that he would be president. We know that. DeSantis is Trump without all the cringiness of Trump. He's Trump without all the cringiness. He too has the wife, the beautiful wife. He too has gorgeous kids. He is Harvard educated military dude. Stand up, push back at the press, everything except the cringiness and the baggage of Trump. Yeah, that's why they hate him too. Because if I know that, they know that. If I know that, they know that. But anyway, let's go on about some Democrats. Tulsi Gabbard, meanwhile, appeared on Fox News to denounce the polarization of the Justice Department. This is something that every American should be extremely concerned about, because this raid is just the latest escalation of this disturbing trend that we have seen of blatant abuse of power by those in power to not only protect their friends, but to target their political opponents, or frankly, anyone who dares to dissent or challenge or disagree or even question what this administration is doing, she said. And there are a number of examples that we can point out of not only abuse of power within the Justice Department, within the FBI and law enforcement agencies, but also the Department of Homeland Security and the IRS. Somebody posted a picture of a football stadium that seats 60,000 people. That's a lot of folks. They're planning on hiring 87,000 IRS agents. Think about that. Think about the last football game that you were at. Now, if it was, even if it wasn't, even if it was in the big house at the University of Michigan, which holds like 101,000 people, it would be mostly filled. There are more IRS agents being hired than the size of most cities in America. Most towns aren't 80,000 people. Most towns in America are middle to small towns. 87,000. Raymond James Stadium out this window, not far from here, only holds 76,000 people. 10,000 of the IRS agents would have to watch the game on the Jumbotron from the parking lot. Think about that. Question it. Why? Former Governor Andrew Cuomo, while critical of the raid, appeared concerned about how it will affect the January 6th committee's investigations. Ted Cruz tweeted, "They've gone too far, even for Cuomo. The DOJ must immediately explain the reasons for his raid and must be more. It must be more than a search for inconsequential archives, or it will be viewed as a political tactic and undermine the future credible investigation and legitimacy of the January 6th investigations, although there isn't any credible investigation or legitimacy." Yeah, this is not going to be on. Yeah, this not going to be on YouTube. This ain't going to make it on YouTube. Conservatives pointed out that some of these statements went further than what the GOP senators said. And that's what a lot of us are watching. A lot of us are watching how cowardly some of the GOP is. They are, but I've been saying this for years. The problem is that they're cowards. The problem is that they benefit. So many of them benefit due to the status quo of back and forth and keeping it close, which is why they hate Trump. How is it possible that Andrew effing Cuomo has a better response to the raid than both of the Republican senators from South Carolina, Greg Price wondered, linking a video of Tim Scott's appearance on CBS? Here's what Tim Scott says. The American public needs to let the FBI search and DOJ investigation of former President Trump play out before jumping to conclusions, adding that this could raise more questions about whether the agency is, quote, doing their job apolitical. And I like Tim Scott. I don't like this statement. Of course, Lindsey Graham. Jesus. Go wait in the car. Go wait in the car. You're watching the Morning Report. The Morning Report is a production of fightbackmedia.com, 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 and fightbackmediatv.com. Check it out. Check it out. You're already on the internet right now. Go ahead and do it. You're already on the internet. Open another window and check it out. This broadcast will be on. It'll be up on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you get your podcast. This will be up, and also the video is going to be up on Rumble. And I don't think we're going to get to YouTube. I don't think this is going to make the YouTube cut, unfortunately. It might, if I'm feeling like I got all the friggin' time in the world, which I do not. It might make it to BitChute, but I probably doubt it. Only I'm not afraid of BitChute. It's just BitChute that's kind of sucks, and it takes forever to put anything up on BitChute, especially if it's of any quality. I'm thinking that if I had a flip phone recording in 1K, not 1K. If I was recording, in 20, in 2020 from y'all remember the original cell phone videos, it might upload to BitChute in 6 hours. 4K, I don't have the 12 hours to upload a video to BitChute. I just don't. So it probably will end up on BitChute. You'll check it out on you'll be able to check it out on Rumble. You'll be able to check it out check this out on and Dustin on our website, both fightbackmedia.com and fightbackmediatv.com. Thank you ever so much. Let's see here. Let's talk about real quick, and we're going to be done here in a minute. Let's see here. Okay, what do we got? Oh yeah, we're gonna be done here in a little bit. I'm just checking. I got all this stuff here. I'm so blessed. I got a new computer for Father's Day. My family got me a new computer, and it rocks. It can have all these screens open, and it's not breathing heavy. It's like, whatever, man. I got you, Will. I got you, computer. So I'm really thrilled about that. I'm thankful. Thank you so much to my family, my wife and my son. They hooked Dad up, which allows me to do my TikTok video over there and do everything else over here. Just before I started doing this, I had my I did a little flight simulation. I love that. That's my new that's my new pastime. That's my new stress reliever while I'm drinking my coffee. Anywho, this is exactly what these people are afraid of. They're afraid of Trump and Trump's influences. Yesterday, a Trump-backed candidate, Tim Michels, won the Wisconsin GOP primary for governor. In Wisconsin on Tuesday, Republican voters picked Trump-endorsed candidate Tim Michels to represent their party in November's challenge to incumbent Tony Evers. Evers is struggling. I mean, there ain't no way to deny that. Evers is struggling, and due to his responses in the past couple of years, he's really struggling with Wisconsin voters. They're looking for an alternative. Now, is this dude, Tim Michels, going to be the guy? I don't know. Republicans are thinking so. We heard a few weeks ago that Republicans were getting cool on Donald Trump. Kari Lake won every county in Arizona. Trump-backed candidate Kari Lake won every county in Arizona. Doesn't sound like Republicans are getting cool on Donald Trump. And this latest thing probably is not going to have things cool off anytime soon. And again, what we had is another Trump v. Pence proxy race. And I wish it weren't like that, because for a lot of reasons, I liked Mike Pence. I'm still of the mind that Mike Pence couldn't have done anything. A lot of you think that Mike Pence is a traitor, he's a backstabber, he's a Judas. Yes, I understand that. I don't happen to share that. I don't happen to share that opinion, and that might take me down to, I don't know. I've got 2 subscribers. That might take me down to 1 subscriber on all of my social media. I understand that, but it's my view. At his primary night party, at his primary night party, Michels claimed victory and said, "I'd like to thank President Trump for his support and his endorsements," adding, "He knows what we need is new leadership in Madison and sees a lot of similarities in me." Now, of course, that Tuesday is right after the raid on Monday. if you are of the mind that that didn't get people up off the couch, you're wrong. Michael beat out the Pence endorsed candidate Rebecca Kleefisch, the former Wisconsin lieutenant governor who served with Scott Walker and survived Democrats' 2012 recall attempt. In addition to Walker's endorsement, she had the backing from former Trump administration UN Ambassador Nikki Haley and Senator Ted Cruz. So it wasn't like she wasn't a well thought of Republican, that she was some flash in the pan. She didn't have a Trump stamp, like a tramp stamp. She didn't have it. In the closing days of the campaign, Kleefisch and Michaels were in a dead heat, with 1 point separating the two in the polls of Wisconsin voters leading into primary day. At the time, the race was called by Decision Desk HQ just after 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Tuesday. That was yesterday. Michaels led Kleefisch 47.3 to 42.7. Wow. Percent, with more than 80% of the estimated votes in. Kleefisch on Tuesday night said that she conceded this race to Tim Michaels and urged her supporters to fight against Tony Evers. If that happens, Michaels will be the next governor of Wisconsin. Republican Governors Association co-chairs Doug Ducey and Pete Ricketts said in the statements that the RGA, Republican Governors Association, is excited to congratulate Tim Michaels on winning Wisconsin's Republican Party election for governor. As a successful businessman and job creator, Michaels has what it takes to get Wisconsin back on track and the local economies moving again. The Republican state executives noted under Governor Evers' failed leadership, violent crime is surging, paychecks don't go as far, and the businesses are under constant threat of bad policies. The RGA looks forward to working closely with Michael's campaign to ensure Evers is defeated in November. Yeah. And I'm looking at Michaels, and Michaels won everything. Think about this. Green Bay didn't win Green Bay, didn't win the county that Madison's in, or Milwaukee. Those are super blue counties, right? He won every county but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 counties. Every other county. And I'm not going to count the other counties. So if you happen to know how many counties there are in Wisconsin, put it on the screen. Put it in the comments. And then we can do the percentages ourselves. Y'all can do the percentage yourself. So this is what they're afraid of. This is what they're afraid of. They're afraid of the Trump influence. They are. And they're going to do whatever they can to blunt that influence. Is it possible? Is it possible that they can blunt that influence? You think? I don't know. I'm guessing not. Before we let you go, though, I want to look at Instagram here, because my friend Chris Ann Hall has posted something that I think that you might find interesting. You can go ahead and write this down. The law that Trump is being accused of violating is 18 U.S. Code 2071, concealment, removal, or mutilation generally. Section A, whoever willfully and unlawfully conceals, removes, mutilates, obliterates, or destroys, or attempts to do so, or with intent to do, takes and carries away any record, preceding map. Yeah, I can't go live with you right now. I can't reach you. Preceding map, book, paper, document, or other thing filed or deposited with any clerk or officer of any court in the United States, or any public office, or with any judicial public officer in the United States, shall be fined under this imprisonment, or fined or imprisoned not more, and it tells how more. Now, here's the problem. This is, let's see, and I'm going to click on this so I can get to other words. Remember the phrase: willfully and unlawfully removes, mutilates, or obliterates, shall forfeit his office and be disqualified from holding any office under the United States. The FBI Director James Comey, because Hillary Clinton was accused of the very, very same thing. He says this about that she was guilty of this crime, but a reasonable person in Secretary Clinton's position, or in the position of those in government employees whom she was corresponding with in these matters, should have known that an unclassified system was no place for that conversation. Although there is evidence of potential violations of the statutes regarding the handling of classified information, the one I just read you, our judgment is that there is no reasonable prosecutor that will bring such a case. Over 30,000 emails stored on some unsecured server somewhere. And there was top secret documents on that server. We don't know. Not prosecuted. No raid. Nothing. This is the kind of stuff that, again, regardless of your opinion about Trump, this is the kind of stuff that's going on. And this is the kind of stuff that you have to start looking for and looking at. All right, I got to get out of here and make room for somebody else. I'm sorry, TikTok, I can't reach y'all. But thanks for coming in. And I can't see how many likes, but there's a couple hundred, I think. I can't see because it's too far away. But I appreciate you for those of you who came in and watched and tapped the screen a couple times. I do appreciate you. Thank you so much. Anyway, we got to get out of here and make room for somebody else. So until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody. And for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself. We will see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.